It's Thursday here on Weather Channel Live, and man, do we have a lot to talk about. Just figuring out what to break down, whether it's our nor'easter that we're watching for the East Coast or the potential for flooding in the Southwest. You came to the right spot. Chris Bruin, Felicia Combs are going to map it all out for you.
Yeah, the rain already starting to begin in portions of Arizona.
You know where you're located, whether you are seeing high tide when you're getting an onshore push of wind as well. Taking a look at the forecast Saturday through Tuesday around Norfolk, you can see a couple inches of rain possible. I know this does not look like a lot, but locally higher amounts are going to be possible, and flash flooding is a possibility as well, as some of that rain could come down quickly. Let's time it out for Saturday for you. The rain starts to move in, and you'll notice that you're pretty much stuck in the rain for the rest of the day Saturday, all day Sunday as well. We're still stuck in it by Monday, starting to get a little bit more of a break as that system is lifting a bit farther northward, but we are stuck in this for quite some time. The other part of the story for this region is going to be the wind. So starting by Saturday morning, you're going to notice those winds getting a little bit gusty, 20-25 miles per hour. By Saturday afternoon, we're really in much of that same criteria. Sundays when you're really going to notice those winds beginning to pick up. When you're talking about 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts, here is the concern for me. You'll notice we've got those 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts and that onshore flow there around Chesapeake Bay. Norfolk, if you've ever been around that region, you've got the Elizabeth River, you've got a ton of water around, which can be highly of these very gusty winds. What I also want you to notice though is it's not just a coastal thing or places closer to the coast. Take a look at Richmond. You're getting very gusty as we head through the day on Sunday as well, and then we're going to have those winds switching around as that low is moving. So if you weren't experiencing maybe some flooding issues or some power outages with that first round of or direction of winds, it might come with the second direction of wind. I would be ready for power outages around this region and for the consequences that come along with those winds. Taking a look at the rainfall forecast, you can see the forecast here has a couple inches possible there north of Atlantic City. This is a broad brush forecast, and we could certainly see locally higher amounts in other places, and you could see that higher amount of rain realized for more of the area. Rain begins as we head through the day on Saturday into Saturday night and Sunday. Heavier rain picking up here around Delaware Bay. You're going to be stuck in it in Atlantic City for hours. Monday, we're still in it as well. Monday throughout the day, it's raining pretty much on and off the entire day. Finally begins to improve on Tuesday, but take a look at these winds. This is definitely the type of wind that could cause you some power outages. That's going to disrupt some of that bridge travel, disrupt travel in general. Atlantic City, Cape May, this model predicting 50-60 mile per hour gusts, which of course, Chris, we know that's going to do some damage when you're talking about hours of winds like that.
The kind of the Bay of Campeche area in the Gulf, it moved in an odd direction. Usually storms move from west to, or from east to west, and this was moving from west to east.
We're actually about to show that. We have a graphic that shows that. You can see how quickly it jumped up. This was, I think, what really got everyone was watching how quickly the winds jumped up and how quickly Milton intensified. This is what you're talking about, Chris. It kind of meandered around quite a bit.
So it started as a tropical storm, and the fact it went from tropical storm to Category 5, that perked everyone's attention. Thankfully, it did weaken before moving ashore. It made landfall here on the west coast of Florida, just south of Tampa, not far from Sarasota, as a Category 3 major hurricane.
The problem when you're watching a major hurricane like that in the Gulf, you know it's got to hit something to get out, right? And that was the concern. As Chris mentioned, landfall, it was the night of October 9th around Siesta Key as a Category 3. And when you're talking about a nighttime landfall, there's so many implications that come along with that, but especially when you're talking about those tornadoes that were breaking out throughout the day as well.
Yeah, especially on the east coast of Florida, near West Palm Beach, and then up through kind of the Treasure Coast there, Port St. Lucie area, Fort Pierce, and just south of Vero Beach. We had several EF1 tornadoes, 20 of them, and a few EF2s, including a few violent EF3s.
It's crazy to think about. You do not typically see EF3s coming from tropical systems. And then the other part of that was all the rainfall. So this was a prime example of a tropical system that's not just a coastal impact. I mean, you're talking about a huge swath of 8 inches to a foot of rain here stretching across central Florida.
Especially in Tampa, Temple Terrace near Busch Gardens there, I mean, we were over a foot of rainfall, and it took a while for the rivers to, because in river flooding in Florida, it takes a while for that water to recede because we don't have that hilly terrain like we do elsewhere.
So causing just a multitude of problems. Of course, we talked about the tornadoes and the rain, but then you have your coastal issues. The storm surge coming from this, I think the part of the problem with this was we already had the damage from Helene in a lot of these areas.
Remember the sand that got piled up in the homes, especially south of Sarasota near Venice? That was where we had a surge of anywhere from 7 to 10 feet.
It's Thursday here on Weather Channel Live, and typically I would be getting into the weekend mode of excitement, but this weekend is not an exciting one weather-wise. It's a problematic one.
Yeah, 2 big storms we're going to be tracking. We got a huge flood threat increasing for the desert southwest, and then our nor'easter, which will impact much of the eastern seaboard. We're going to time out both of those concerns, walk you through the details and what the latest forecast guidance is telling us.
Chris Bruin, Felicia Combs here to map it all out for you. So let's talk about it, because thanks for hanging out with us here on Weather Channel Live. A lot to cover. Chris Bruin, Felicia Combs here to map it all out for you. We've got the potential for days of flooding in the desert southwest, and we are watching an intense storm taking shape for the eastern seaboard. Yeah, an October nor'easter, a lot to break down, and we've got that moisture coming in off the Pacific.